What do you think? Sorry, go on.
So what do you work on in a bye week? How is it ever even slightly different from a regular week? Do you go back to some?
Yeah, it's been awesome for us. You know, as opposed to a normal week when you're game planning and you're focusing on an opposing offense, it gives us an opportunity to go back and really self-scout. What have we done well? What have we not done well? What do we need to work on? And then really focus on just that. You know, we haven't even looked at our next opponent's film. You know, it's just solely focusing on basically the weaknesses that we've, you know, basically exposed the past, 10 weeks. Yeah.
Have you seen Kenny Young come along? I know he hasn't gotten that many reps, but what have you seen maybe in practice or in the limited reps he has done?
Every time he goes on the field, he does exactly what he's supposed to do. Inevitably will make, you know, he'll be in for 10 plays and he'll have 5 tackles. You know, it's just, he's got that innate sense just to get to the ball, and when he gets there, great tackler. Yeah, for a young guy, just extremely mature. You know, on virtually any other team, he starts in our 3-4 stuff and our Okie stuff, and then he backs up EK and our nickel stuff. But I would say in virtually any other team, probably in the Pac-12, he's probably starting. You know, every down. You know, he's that caliber of guy. But, you know, as we know, Eric Kendricks is pretty special in his own right.
Hey, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. So we're just continue to try to find him more reps, more opportunities, more packages going forward, because he's a guy that we gotta have on the field. It makes us better.
Might be premature, but do you see him slotting into Kendricks' role for next season? Is he kind of the guy?
I mean, that would be the plan today. Obviously, a lot goes into that, injuries and guys emerge, and recruiting and a lot of different things come into play. But yeah, as of right now, for sure.
What kind of pro prospect is Kendricks at this point?
I mean, if I were drafting, I'd take that kid as early as I could take him. I really could. He's a guy that, I mean, he's the reason that I wanted to coach. You know, he's just, he's humble, he's hardworking, he's a great teammate, he's a great leader. He's obviously a phenomenal athlete, extremely instinctual. You know, I think he's got a lot of versatility too. I think that's what a lot of guys, that's a lot of the feedback I've gotten from GMs, scouts. You know, he plays Mike for us out of necessity, and he could definitely play Mike at the next level, but he could also play that will spot. He can do a lot of things for you. You want him on your team, you really do.
What have you seen out of him and when he's had to go into coverage in particular this season?
Eric?
Yeah, with Eric.
He does. I mean, he's an amazing athlete, you know, so obviously in space that's a critical part of it, and he does really well from that standpoint. I say this year he's really focused on his technique and his assignment, whereas in the past it was a lot of, you know, just get to the ball and find the ball and find the open receiver, you know, and he's starting to really refine his game, so it's very cool to watch him you know, gain the maturity that he'll have to have at the next level.
It seems like bigger backs like Shaq and Devontae Booker and Royce are the ones that have had a little more success against you guys. Is it just their size that's problematic, or is there something else about their size?
Yeah, those are 3 really good running backs. 3 guys that'll probably have a really good opportunity to play on Sundays. And it comes down to tackling as far as I'm concerned. We just got to be a better tackling defense against those bigger backs. You know, it comes back to your fundamentals, which was great to get our pads on today and really, you know, take a 30-minute endo and devote it to tackling. You know, so hopefully that'll pay off.
Update us a little on the status of Takros McKinley at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. You know, I heard it was a minor thing. I mean, he'll be rolling for game time. I don't know what his practice status is.
A guy like him, can he make up some time? I mean, he's got to make up a lot of getting another defense. Does he do that in meetings and film room?
Absolutely. You know, it's one of those things where yeah, we've kind of just, you know, eased him in there, gave him a package that was fairly limited at first, and obviously just became that guy that we need on the grass for us. You know, so as he's gotten more experience, he's been here longer, we've just given him more and more and more, and he's found his way on the grass more and more, and shoot, that's made an enormous difference to our defense.
How much of a difference has Fabian kind of bouncing back in these last few weeks made for the entire secondary as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, that position is just so much asked of them, and they're putting, you know, they're isolated. They're out there on islands a whole lot, and for him to really be gaining some confidence right now and play at a high level when we need him to, and when it's probably most critical in the month of November, yeah, it's great for our defense. It really is.
Your defense has played its best football in the last since November. What do you attribute that
to? They're gaining a better understanding of what we're doing. You know, at the same time, I think that our staff, our defensive staff, we're really finding out what our guys do well, what they struggle at, and obviously trying to play to their strengths a little bit more. And it's really given us a little bit more diversity in our defense, which I think opposing offenses have a little bit of problem with.
Cool.